What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to No Life Gaming. Oh, I'm sorry. This is No Life Tech Show. Gaming show was yesterday. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Today we got some news for you. We're trying to do like shorter shows. We're not trying to do these super long shows anymore. So hopefully we can fly through this one, get it to you in a good amount of time so you're not sitting there at your desk listening to a podcast for 3 hours. So what we were trying to do is really trying to just give you the best of the bunch and then slim them down. Make sure you're following us over on our website, nolife.digital. Also on all of our social media, No Life Digital, and keep updated on what we're doing. Let's get the show started, boys. What's up, everyone?
Yep. Chilling.
Hey.
Format. There we go. It's all format.
Are you ready for some tech drama?
Drama, mama.
It's all drama, I guess. We can make it dramatic.
I mean, yeah, dude. The current Intel AMD struggle, or Nvidia's gonna kill us all. I don't know.
All right, first thing.
Angry Googler hates Mac fan.
If you guys haven't watched Barry on HBO, go do it, dude. Go binge it. It's 8 episodes. Season finale was last night. It's so good, dude. It's about a hitman who wants to put his life of hitmanning behind him and just become an actor. And it's Bill Hader is the star. And I've never liked Bill Hader. I've never thought he was really funny, but in this show he's so good in it. And he kind of produces and directs the whole thing. And he's just a great show. I highly, highly recommend it. I can't really talk about much of it without spoiling anything, but it's almost like a thriller, but a comedy. But, it's just a typical awesome HBO show where you don't see things. It's produced really, really well, has amazing actors in it. It kind of has like a Dexter vibe to it where, he's a hitman, but there's likable qualities to him. Like it's Bill Hader, so it kind of makes you want to like him and empathize with him throughout all the stuff that he's doing. So it's just done really, really well. So I highly recommend that. And then also this episode, the season finale of Silicon Valley, was kind of whack. This whole season was a little bit on the lower end. It wasn't my favorite season, but the season finale was definitely kind of whack. And I don't know. I feels like after they lost T.J. Miller, show just kind of doesn't know where to go in terms of like, I don't know. Like,
did he have a production role on it?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure him being there kind of helps with sort of the attitude of the show. You know what I mean? But this focused a lot. There was just stuff all over the place. There was a lot of cryptocurrency stuff that they threw in here. It's still funny. It's still a fucking hilarious show. But I'm talking in terms of like plot lines. It was a little bit weird, and the ending was a little bit lame. Sort of, feel good ending that comes with almost all season finales. But it still is funny. So I want to talk about those two shows because there's really nothing else going on right now. I feel like what other shows besides Handmaid's Tale are in production right now? Is Westworld started again? I forget when Westworld started.
You might as well focus on what shows got canceled and then re-picked up.
Well, have you ever... All right, we'll talk about that. Have you guys ever watched that show?
No, dude. I've been too busy watching Cobra Kai on YouTube, Red.
I have only seen Cobra, like one episode of that.
I haven't even bothered, to be honest. It's like, it seems interesting, but okay, I love YouTube Red. I'm a big proponent of YouTube Red, just not their original content.
Yep. I do not have YouTube Red for that.
I haven't watched it. I have a friend who's watched it who says he really likes it.
That's good.
But I mean, Karate Kid wasn't one of the movies that I watched growing up that was like, it was a little bit before my time where I didn't really enjoy it like some other people did.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've seen it.
Well,
I don't have the nostalgia for it though.
What about Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
That show is amazing. Good on NBC for picking it up.
Why did everyone refuse to pick it up?
Have you ever
Why
seen
did
it,
Fox
Jerry?
cancel it?
Have you ever seen it, Jerry?
No.
It's not good.
It's
not
Cop
good.
Scrubs, and Scrubs is my favorite sitcom. So
Cop Scrubs is the perfect way to put it, but except not funny. Scrubs is funny.
that's the thing. I think it's funny. It's my comedy. I guess I don't know.
I hate that type of television for some reason. I think there's only like a handful of shows where I think it's pretty good, like sitcoms, I guess. But that one I tried watching because my roommate when it like first started coming out at the time really loved that show, and he was like, dude, this is the funniest show, you gotta watch it. And it was like, it felt like I was watching Big Bang Theory, dude. It just was not. It was not hitting for me.
That's such an insult to Brooklyn Nine-Nine because Big Bang Theory sucks.
That's how I felt watching it. I felt like I was
At least Brooklyn Nine-Nine has like jokes. Big Bang Theory always feels like
Fake jokes.
Setup, insert like random pop culture geek reference as if it's a joke, play laugh track.
Yeah, then that other guy who acts like some type of like,
bad.
And then that other dude, I forget his name, but he acts like he has like Down syndrome. He's like super high autism or something.
It's
That's
like
not
the one
funny.
character. Like, they'll be in like a comic book store, and the one character will look at somebody and be like, "Yeah, this is like that time that Iron Man fought Hulk."
Yeah,
fucking awful.
That is exactly the type of humor that's in that show. I fucking hate it so much.
And that show got renewed for another season, or season 11. That show should have been canceled after like
been
season
on for
1.
like 10 years, dude. I hate that show more than I hate Eminem's last album. That's how much I fucking hate. That's how much I fucking hate. I hate every time I even see it. It makes me mad because I don't see how it's funny at all. But I guess some people do, and it is what it is. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I just don't like any of them.
Yeah, I don't.
I just watch really bad YouTube content that I like.
I am the exact same way. And then Netflix
just watch Mojo top 10 lists. That's it.
No.
And then you watch the react. Then you watch the teens and adults react.
I do watch. No, I have watched a couple of react things lately.
Right.
But there's this dude who started making a bunch of really sarcastic fake documentaries on big Twitch streamers. So he'll have this like pseudo documentary about like, you know, all this fake bullshit of like, oh yeah, they were born in April 17th, 1940 in the back of a prison car, like some made up bullshit. But a lot of the reacts are just like the streamers actually watching them and getting like, it's very divisive. Some of the streamers instantly pick up on some of like the subtle humor and find it really funny. Some of them are like get really offended because I mean half of the people he's done is like Ice Poseidon and fucking Ninja watched it for like a minute before he gave up on it and stopped watching it, which was perfect. No, it was perfect because the entire documentary was just making fun of him for like how bad his ADHD is.
Do they have that? There's something similar like that in the speedrunning community where it's there's one channel and it's just like speedrunners I hate, and it's all satire.
Yeah, like
people
that's
don't
all
get
it
the
is.
joke. They just don't get the joke, and the comments are filled with just toxic like, why would you say these things about this guy? It's like you don't get that it's satire from love.
I think YouTube has so many more talented and hilarious people on it than fucking NBC, ABC, CBS. All of those channels are trash. Trash. Big Bang Theory makes me so mad every time I just see that dude's fucking face. But
dude, Two Broke Girls. That was an awful shit too.
But there's a reason why Netflix and all those other shows passed up on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's because it's not funny. It's not funny, Doobie. It's objective.
I mean, NBC picked it up, which I find kind of fitting because NBC is the original home of Scrubs.
It looks like an NBC show, to be honest.
I mean, it's filled with NBC. Like Andy Samberg got big on SNL on NBC.
You can give all your watch time to Comcast. They'll be happy.
The only player in town.
I don't know. I'm not. I cable comedy is just not my thing right now. There's been a few. Comedy Central had a few good sitcoms. Like I don't know. I was a big fan of Louie, but that's not really like a sitcom.
I would say FX is probably one of the better channels for comedy when it comes to. I mean, I don't know about now, but like when It's Always Sunny and Archer were in their heyday because they're coming to an end like in the next couple of years. But like a couple of years ago when they were like in the middle of their prime, FX just had some really solid shows.
Yeah. It's Always Sunny is probably the greatest TV show ever made. It's hard to beat that. That's a high bar. Oh well. Well, at least Andy Samberg can still, I don't know, do that show. I feel like he could do so much better shows though, because he is a funny guy. I find him funny.
I mean, he's had his hand at movies, but then again, I didn't see it, but Popstar Never Stop whatever it is.
Oh yeah, where he plays
Never Stopping.
The Justin
Never
Bieber documentary.
Pretty much, it was just a whole parody of like Bieber.
Yeah, he did that with this.
I heard it was good.
Tennis match too. Well, on HBO, which was hilarious, dude.
I heard it was good. It just didn't. Not a lot of people saw it.
Yeah. Which
is like Hot Rod. That was a great movie because it was like such a dumb movie that they made on no budget.
Hot Rod. All right. Well, moving on. Get into news. GTX 1170 rumors from WCCF Tech. Now.
So you know they're true.
So
okay,
basically what we're looking at.
Can I just get a quick disclaimer for people who don't know the works of WCCF Tech? They're right about 40% of the time. Like there are times they totally hit the nail on the head. They just really like reporting any leaks. So at the time they're usually accurate, but times change. So since they report everything, half of it's nonsense.
Yeah, it's good to drive traffic, I guess. You know, it's a good way to drive traffic. They don't have the highest journalistic integrity, but what are you going to do?
I mean, they can, as long as when they report it, it's accurate. It's in my mind, that's true. But like I said, also things change. You know, that is the hard part of like
there's rumors,
leaks and stuff and rumors. Yeah,
there's just
it's
rumors.
Like, yeah, like if you report something today and you know what, that was probably true today.
Right.
Will it be 6 months from now?
Well, right now we know that the 1170 is looking like it's putting it in the same league as the 1080 Ti, demolishing the 1080.
Which is fucking insane to me.
Because at the price, what price would it be? $400, $399 for an 1170.
Well, founders would probably come out the 1070 came out at 500.
Yeah, $499.
Yeah, because you usually have that like extra $100 upcharge for founders.
No, I don't think they did that this year or last year.
Well, no, they still did like a $30 upcharge, but I just mean like the cards come out, well, usually more expensive, and then like 2 or 3 months later they drop down to where the price where most people buy them, because the competition actually kicks in because after board vendors, AIBs.
Yeah, I used to be the big AIB guy, but then you know what? Just give me the card. I don't really do much overclocking anyway, so I don't mind the founders. Plus, I like having that nice green GeForce logo on there. But, yeah, you say $499 is what we're looking at.
Most of the aftermarket are better cards just because of the cooling.
Yeah.
But I will say if you are big
better.
But if you're big into water cooling, buy a founder's card.
Yeah, because you'll be able to get a block for that. It's so easy.
Yep. It's a way easier block to get your hands on. The actual PCB boards, it's going to be the same performance, and you're just going to put water cooling on it. Yeah. So the gains you get from cooling on an aftermarket card don't exist then.
Yeah. So we're looking at a new architecture, 12 nanometer as opposed to the 16 nanometer FinFETs. Same GPU, sort of.
It's a different GPU.
Oh, it is GT 104 instead of the GP. Yep. So it's the Turing 104. 400 millimeter square die size, and it's got 2,688 CUDAs as opposed to 1920 CUDAs in the 1070.
Which is cool, I guess.
Yeah. You need those CUDAs, dude.
What is a CUDA core?
I don't think anyone knows.
No, look that up. It's interesting because no one fucking knows.
No,
it's
I don't think anyone knows.
Decides.
I think what a CUDA core I think CUDAs were first
Not an
introduced.
actual core.
Right. I think they were first introduced when the Quadro cards came out, and they were really more for computational stuff.
Yeah.
And
It's almost like a pseudo core is my best understanding of it, where it's like it doesn't have any it's either it doesn't have any cache or it's just cache.
yeah, and the more you have, the better it is, basically. It's kind of like a GPU like height. It's kind of the best way to put it. Like the taller something is, the more headway it has for computations. So what else we got? We got FP32 performance is 9.75 teraflops as opposed to 6.5 teraflops.
How much is the Xbox One X again?
I don't know.
Wayne, how many teraflops is it? Because that apparently matters. How
I
many
think it was
fucking
like-
teraflops, Wayne?
I think it was like 4 teraflops, I want to say. But teraflops, baby. This one's got a lot, almost 10.
No, I just remember that one episode where we just screamed teraflops like 30
teraflopping.
fucking times at least.
We were teraflopping all over the place. Now, this is interesting. Memory, 8 to 16 gigabits of GDDR6. So are they going to release an 8 version and a 16 version, or they just don't know?
Yeah, because like that's the weird part where it's like if it has 16 gigs of GDDR6 and it the other rumor I've heard a lot though is for the 7 series they're gonna throttle it from 16 gigabytes per second down to like 12 or 11, so
12.
it'll be like 12. Okay, so it will be like GDDR5.
Yeah, the memory speed's
still.
12. Yeah, that's what they're saying at least, with a bandwidth of 384 gigabytes per second. I'm sorry. TDP probably going to be 150 like last year, saying 140 to 160, and we're looking at an August launch for the 1170 at $499. And you know what, dude, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting if that's really what these specs are. If it's 1080 Ti performance for $499, what the fuck is the 1180 Ti going to be? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, you still got like probably a year for that, but
if you get 2 of these and you fucking SLI them, that you're future proofed for quite some time, because we still haven't even maxed out 1080 Ti performance yet.
I mean, one of those can drive a 4K panel, and they can also drive 1440p at 144 hertz easily.
Yeah, and you could drive some games at 4K 144. You know, I'm sure you could drive Counter-Strike at that.
Yeah, those existed.
Yeah,
be nice.
Oh, you can't do that?
No.
Oh, you're saying 4K 144?
Right.
Yeah, 100 megahertz I think is the max.
No, I think one just came out today or yesterday. That is 120 now.
Oh,
but it's still a much lower. Yeah, max.
Yeah.
But no, dude, I'm kind of stoked on that. I'm interested.
That's gonna be a killer car. Let's see what fucking AMD has to answer for it. That's what
no, because that's what I'm also interested too. Because there's all those rumors that AMD is busting out 7 nanometer tech.
Yeah.
For their 5 series, and they were like, that makes that more believable because there was a lot of people saying they're going to release like a 680, just their 580 $200 card that was a 1080 level. So like we could be, I don't know, I'm still think all of those are like way too good. But I don't know, a lot of these rumors are definitely spicing up to be a really interesting second half of this year for graphics cards.
Yeah. And the reason why I think these are more true than they are false is not just because the architecture jump, but
everyone's jumping architectures again, thankfully.
But also because if there's a story we're going to talk about in crypto where Nvidia's stock is falling because of the cryptocurrency kind of bust. There's no one's really mining much, right? So I think what's going to happen, you're going to get a lot of these aftermarket 1080s and 1070s flooding the market. And Nvidia doesn't want people to buy them. They're going to want them to buy the new card. So they got to release something even better, 2 times better, in fact, in order to kind of entice people to buy those cards over this new flooded 1070, 1080 market. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who still doesn't have the new Nvidias. So I think that would make sense,
970, because like, why would I upgrade? Because I mean, just now finally graphics cards are at normal prices again.
And now you see this and you're like, what's the point, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, even for like the last year, like it's been kind of at the point because even the 970, I'm still driving any game I want at 1440p 60.
Yeah.
So like a lot of this, the only reason why even with a 970 I need to upgrade is because I want to run a 1440, a 144 hertz at 1440p,
Yeah.
which that card can do.
Yes, this is gonna be interesting, and it wouldn't make much sense if you've waited this long to get a 1070 when the 1170 is coming out for the same price, maybe $100 more if you can get it, for whatever the aftermarket price is now for a used card. But it's gonna be interesting. So hopefully these are true. Moving on.
Yeah. So I mean, this card's still basically in 1060. So unless I was going to go all out, there's not a point.
Yeah. So Engadget released this article about the Snap Spectacles 2, which are these like Snapchat freaking.
They're making another pair.
Yeah, they made another pair. I think these are the dumbest fucking thing you could ever
Oh, and
possibly
dude,
own.
they are, and they're still the ugliest.
They're
They
so
didn't change
ugly.
the design, dude. The first one's really ugly, but they had like a cute charm because they were new, and they had yellow ones, but these are just ugly.
They're just dumb, man. They're just so dumb. And they record in this circle footage that looks super stupid. And no one uses Snapchat anymore, man. Not for this. Not for like vlogging. If you're doing vlogging stuff, then you're on Instagram.
Yeah, this is so weird. This is like a wide angle, but then cut in a circle.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's so stupid. It makes no
looks
sense.
so bizarre.
And I'm sure Snapchat spent so much money developing these stupid things. They really went all in on these spectacles. It goes to show you the leadership at Snapchat is not ideal. They need to really get their act together because this is dumb.
Well, have you ever looked into Snapchat's earnings?
Yeah.
Where their one CEO gets like 60% of the company or 70% of all revenue.
He's getting fucked, dude.
Yeah, like it's absurd.
Yeah, so I don't know. I want to bring this up because I think they're stupid and I don't think anyone should buy them.
I mean, if you have a lot of money and you think they're cool, go ahead and buy them. I just don't expect a lot of use out of them. And don't be afraid when everyone laughs at you for having weird glasses that have a fucking spy sensor in it.
Yeah.
Like that, dude. Actually, you know what? No, I want IRL streamers to go buy these just to freak out everyone.
No, I don't want anyone to buy them. I don't want anyone to buy them.
What? You don't want to go to your go on a date wearing these?
I don't want anyone using Snapchat. That's actually where we're going. I don't want anyone using Snapchat anymore. Unless you're sending dick pics and pics that need to be deleted in a certain amount of time. There's no need to be using Snapchat. It's an inferior platform. And it kills your battery. All right, next.
All right,
HP. HP unveils a slew of new Envy and Elite PCs. So we got some new lappies. We got one with LTE in it. We got some Envy notebooks. They all look pretty cool. But the one thing that I thought was cool was the HP All-in-One, which is this really nice curved display, pretty big. And it's got a fucking magnificent looking bass on it. And in the bass are Bang & Olufsen speakers, which don't mean too much. They sound pretty good. They're not the best speakers ever.
Yeah,
Don't be fooled by the brand.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say they used to mean something.
Yeah.
But then as soon as I started putting them in all the HP stuff, they just like, yeah.
It's just a name. They just partner up. But what's cool is in the base you have like a nice little wood thing with a little fabric slider and some aluminum on the sides and a little dial where you can it's like a touchscreen dial where you can increase the volume. And on the other side you have
that's really cheap too.
Yeah, it's cheap. And on the other side you have a wireless charger where you could just throw your phone down on your little computer base and start charging your phone, which I think is awesome. I think it looks really, really nice. 1050 NVIDIA.
I don't think it looks the nicest personally, but
I think it looks really good.
That's just me subjectively. I mean, it looks good. I think most all-in-ones don't look good, to be honest.
Well, if you're thinking like, okay, who's gonna buy this type of PC? It's gonna be like a mom. You know what I mean? Or
mom and enterprise.
Yeah, I don't even see enterprise buying this.
No, dude. Enterprise buys up those fucking Dell all-in-ones like they're hotcakes.
Really?
that's most of enterprise for some companies.
I don't see them buying this specific all-in-one for enterprise, but I could be wrong. I mean,
No,
maybe they are
that's the
gearing up.
CEO's all-in-one enterprise.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like, everyone's getting one of these.
I mean, I could see it because it more just because it's priced really fucking well.
It's priced well. But to be honest, I'd see them giving everyone a fucking one of these Elite books or some shit with the LTE in it, which is pretty cool. So the Elite X2 has the LTE, 39% thinner bezels. You can detach the 13-inch screen from the keyboard to use it as a tablet, and it's got that HP aesthetic, and it looks pretty nice. Kind of looks like
notes. Oh, are you talking about the X2, the tablet?
Yeah.
No, it's real. There is an X2 I'm really interested in that isn't in this article. There's going to be a $600 version of it running Chrome OS with the same 4K screen, I think.
Does it have LTE?
I don't know. I mean, because it's also Chromebook, so you're kind of just left with scraps of actual what it is until it comes out.
I think the LTE is a pretty cool selling point. Because I've never used an LTE laptop before. I would like to have one, or a tablet that's not an iPad. Like an actual laptop. So
if it's in the main one, I'd assume, because honestly, like the only difference that I'm seeing here so far is it's just running Chrome OS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I mean, HP hasn't really lost the race because they, like I said, they sell to a lot of just like moms and people who don't really need the best everything. They just want something that looks nice. Really.
They also the main Envy laptop. Like their main $1,000 laptop. I see tons of those.
Yeah.
In the wild.
The Spectre,
a lot of people.
saying?
The Spectre, yeah. A lot of people really like the Spectre, and they did make a pretty decent laptop there. I've seen
it's a nice
lot
laptop. It's sleek. It looks good. Feels good. The keyboard's not, I mean, it's just like a solid Windows laptop. Okay. I mean, I didn't
buy it because I didn't like the keyboard enough. But it was better than most. Mm-hmm. I totally agree with that. It's a solid enough keyboard. It just wasn't for me. The thing I had against the Spectre was the Spectre is one of those products in the world where like I sometimes have this thing where I'm like, this is too thin. And the Spectre definitely is in that product line of like, okay, this is really impressive how thin it is. I feel like I'm going to break it. Yeah. So I don't want to buy it.
It's super thin. It looks sleek too, and it's got a pretty good touchpad. Dude, their website is so bad, dude. They need to really stop with this website.
No, it's definitely in that level of products that's impressively thin, but it feels like I'm gonna break it holding it in my hand, and that terrifies me to not spend $2,000 on it.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Microsoft is replacing Surface tablets with flickering issues, screen flickering. Company couldn't find a software or firmware fix. So Microsoft is formally launching a replacement program for the Surface Pro 4 affected by screen flickering. Any Surface Pro 4 units experiencing the problem will be covered for up to 3 years from the time of the original purpose. We have heard your feedback and after careful examination have determined that a small percentage of Surface Pro devices are exhibiting a screen flicker that cannot be addressed with a firmware driver update. So
yeah, they're
swap them out.
Finally doing that, thank God. Because that's been an issue for like the last couple of months is that there's like a series of the 4 that's just having massive issues and they haven't been able to fix it with software.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see him just saying, yeah, we'll replace them.
What's interesting is Verge article shows that this annoying flickering has been well documented on Microsoft's support forums, with some users taking drastic steps like putting their Surface Pro in a freezer to temporarily fix the issue. So I'm wondering if it's a cooling issue. Flickergate. That's what people are calling it. Flickergate. Hey man, at least it's more than what Apple's doing. Next, Gigabyte enters the SSD market with UD Pro Aorus branding. Are you gonna buy a Gigabyte SSD, dude?
Maybe. I don't know. Honestly, dude, like as most SSDs their performance is so close that just buy the cheapest. So when I buy another SSD, I'll buy it if it's the cheapest.
See, I'm opposite. I think SSD's performance is close, but for some reason I just want reliability. I do not want my SSD anything wrong with it, so I usually just go Samsung.
No, I agree. Okay. No, I agree with that.
Samsung.
I just think like it depends on the type of SSD too.
Yeah.
Where like if I'm gonna use it for a boot drive, yeah, I value reliability a lot and I overpay for my boot drives.
Yeah, me too.
But everything else, I'm just kind of like, it's you know, cool. I got a 500 terabyte or gigabyte, excuse me, a 500 gigabyte SSD for $100. I don't really give a shit how long it lasts. It was $100.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if there's prices on this. Oh, here we go. UD Pro product series initially comes in two capacities, 12 or 256, 512. Prices look very aggressive at $68.99 and $119.99. But don't expect breakthrough performance from these series. So they are pretty cheap. They are pretty cheap.
That's what I thought, because I thought I remember seeing that and it was like, seems interesting.
You're
I don't
getting
know.
about 530 up and down in the read and write.
Yeah, I could possibly give them a chance. Yeah, 120. That's actually a pretty good price. If those things go on sale, that could be. Oh, and it's just the Toshiba board.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, then that's fine. The Toshiba lines are pretty decent.
Yeah,
I'd consider buying that. Honestly, a lot of them. If I'm just buying a basic drive, I usually, unless something's really on sale, I usually just buy a Western Digital lately. But that's also just because student discounts you.
Yeah, I have a lot of Western Digital drives. They actually, they're pretty reliable as well. I haven't had many issues with Western Digital.
I have, but student discounts, so I don't care.
Yeah, it is cheap. And they said
they've gotten better. But like I just remember like about 10 years ago or so, like a ton of people always told me to buy Western Digital, so I bought a ton of them. And I've had more Western Digitals fail than Seagates, but it's pretty similar.
Yeah, I usually bought Seagate back in the day, and then I started moving over to Western Digital. And now I really buy a lot of Samsung, just because those little T3 drives are so awesome.
Yeah, and well, also Samsung's got really good software for cloning.
Yeah, they're just good SSDs. Now, Gigabyte's also going to be releasing NVMe's, which is pretty interesting too. So we'll see what those are, because those are where if you could save some money on an NVMe, because they're pretty expensive.
NVMe's pricing's gone down drastically.
Oh, have they?
Yeah. No, and a lot of NVMe's are about the same price as as just a regular SATA drive now, which is really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, you can get a 960 Evo Samsung. Let's see, 250 gigabytes for $119. So it's not too bad.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you don't go for the 960 lines, but like if you just go for like a regular like an 860 line, stuff like that, a lot of them, most companies, their NVMe's pricing is about the same now.
It's not too bad. All right, trudging right through. Before we get into that, let's go into this. Google lowers drive pricing. Say hello to Google One. Google's revamping its consumer storage plans today by adding a new $299 per month tier for 200 gigabytes of storage and dropping the price of its 2 terabyte plan from $20 a month to $10 a month, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah. So if you're a big Google Drive user, hell yeah.
Yep.
Two terabytes for the price of one. They've matched iCloud pricing, so iCloud pricing now makes sense again.
Yeah. What's interesting is that I want to know, because I've been using Google Photos for a few years now, and since they started like that free, like it's just, you can just upload whatever you want for free to Google Photos. I want to know how long I would need to go for that, because I still upload a lot of raw files to there, and I also upload like a lot of like iPhone videos and stuff. So I want to know how long will that last until I need to buy a plan to cover that extra storage, because just regular photos, if you optimize them, they're free. They just load them up for you for free. And that's where majority of my Google Photos are. And I might have like 1 million fucking photos in that thing.
Yeah. Well, no, because I've been doing that too. So I just have tons of free ones.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
And then everything else, like just files and stuff, I don't really use Google Drive too much. I use it more of like a Dropbox than I do like an actual storage solution. But it's pretty interesting. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Also, if you're doing low-level shit with Kubernetes or something like that, hey, you get 2 terabytes for $10. That's pretty dope.
All right.
So you store it on all your stuff on that.
Intel's 10 nanometer Cannon Lake Core i3 812 or 8121U makes first product appearance in a Lenovo IdeaPad 330 notebook. Dual core CPU with 3.1 gigahertz boost, 540 graphics, and up to 8 gigabytes DDR4.
Hey. So this is the first 10 nanometer Cannon Lake we've seen that was supposed to come out years ago that got delayed again recently for like the third time. So this is cool. It's a 10 nanometer part from Intel, but it's a dual core i3 that production's apparently going so bad it doesn't have integrated graphics. So that's how Intel's 10 nanometer process is doing.
Interesting.
Which isn't the best. But this does sound like an interesting laptop.
I mean, you can get it here.
$400.
You can get it here for 3,299 yen.
Yeah,
you have
which
to
is
get
like what, 450-ish.
To get it from this Japanese website.
And it also has Radeon RX 540 graphics, which I also didn't know existed.
I mean, how much better is that than an integrated graphics card?
Minor, probably.
It's probably negligible.
I mean, well, no, it's got to have. It has some. Like if you're actually trying to run a game, I'm sure it'll have a decent amount.
It's just meant to just run 4K. That's probably about it.
Well, yeah,
4K
because like
video.
The lowest I always knew about was the 5 series, which is a 1030 competitor, and now there's a 540.
Oh,
it's really scraping the barrel, but yeah, it'll probably run Fortnite better than integrated graphics.
There you go.
Not much else.
Just run it at 720p. All right, and now this is interesting news. So Spotify has been, I wish Loco was here, this fucker. Spotify has been deleting artists from its streaming service, taking them out playlist, which is big because the Rap Caviar playlist is fucking gigantic. I mean, I think they said they had 20 million subscribers to that playlist. Always listen. It's just crazy how the amount of exposure you can get if you're on that Rap Caviar playlist. But they started taking some artists off. One being R. Kelly, which I mean, you take R. Kelly off, that's one thing. He's proven to have a sex cult. You know what I mean? Like that's insanity. You take him off, whatever. But then they started taking off artists like XXS Tentacion, who has gotten in trouble for this case that is proving to be kind of bullshit. You know, the woman who came out and said, hey, I made all this shit up. He still has to go to court and all that shit. But, you know, it's proven like the case was bullshit. His music is very violent, but it's also very dark and depressing. And that's his music, man. You know, you can't, that's just what he wants to put out there. You know, look at Tyler Creator. He built a fucking entire empire based on like, you know, kind of violent music. So for them to kind of take his stuff off for this, it's kind of ridiculous. And then he posted an Instagram. I'm going to see if I can find it. But he posted an Instagram talking about all the other artists like Ozzy Osbourne and stuff who've been in trouble for sexual battery, sexual harassment, violence. And he asked us like, hey, are you going to release these? Are you going to take off these artists? You know, why am I subject to this? And it brings up a really interesting point. I personally don't think that this is the right move for Spotify. I think this is a very, very bad move for them. Is it going to get people to delete Spotify? I'm not sure. But if they continue down this path, I mean, I guarantee it.
Would losing R. Kelly really make someone stop using Spotify?
No, but I'm sure there's a lot of XXS Tentacion fans out there who are like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
I mean, probably, but I also have never heard of him before this article. So
he's pretty big. But he is like in that rap sort of SoundCloud rap bubble. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But he's a pretty big artist, and I'm trying to find this fucking. Oh, here we go. This tweet that he made. All right, so here it goes. So here's the list here of some of the artists that have been known. Gene Simmons, sexual battery. Red Hot Chili Peppers, sexual assault. David Bowie, rape allegations. Real estate, sexual misconduct. Backstreet Boys, Nick Carter, sexual assault. Ozzy Osbourne, domestic abuse. Ace of Base, founding member is a neo-Nazi. Seal, sexual battery. Led Zeppelin, rape of a minor. James Brown, domestic violence. Michael Jackson, sexual abuse of a minor. Miles Davis, Sid Vicious, 6ix9ine. Nelly, Miguel, Trey Songz, Fabulous, Dr. Dre. And, you know, a good, I would say 99% of this list, you know, there's pretty strong evidence that these artists have done these things, you know? So it begs the question. It does beg the question. Is it because both because of his allegations plus the type of music that he makes? Is that reason enough to get someone pulled off of your platform? I don't think so. And I think it's pretty absurd that they did this. And I don't know, man. It's just kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Now, this looks like this is from R. Kelly. We appreciate Spotify for continuing to make R. Kelly's song accessible to millions of people, although it will stop listing his songs on its official playlist. Spotify adopting a new hate content and hateful conduct policy. R. Kelly has never been accused of hate, and the lyrics he writes express love and desire. Mr. R. Kelly, for 30 years, has sung songs about his love and passion for women. He is innocent of the false and hurtful accusations in the ongoing smear campaign against him, waged by enemies seeking a payoff. He has never been convicted of a crime, nor does he have any pending criminal charges against him. Spotify has the right to promote whatever music it chooses, in this case, its actions are without merit. It is acting based on false and unproven allegation. It is bowing to social media fads and picking sides in a fame-seeking dispute over matters that have nothing to do with serving customers. Which, I don't know, man. I find that pretty spot on. I find it pretty spot on. The fact that they're doing this shit is ridiculous. Oh yeah, Chris Brown. That's another one. They didn't even put Chris Brown on that list. Are they going to take Chris Brown's shit off? I don't think so. Apple still isn't commenting on officially its policy, but XXXTentacion and 6ix9ine were on the A-list hip-hop playlist yesterday and today are gone. Caveat, a lot of music came out last night. Other accused artists are still there. Interesting. And that's from this music reporter at New York Times. So I don't know. Spotify is making some wrong moves there, which I find interesting. All right, moving on. I guess it's just me from now on. Apple's iPad 6 coming with the Apple Pencil, so you don't have to purchase an Apple Pencil, which is $100. It costs $100 for Apple Pencil. You buy the iPad 6, it comes with it, which is pretty fucking dope. You get that at Best Buy right now.
Pencil.
And then I'm waiting for Jerry to get back for this one. Apple hit with a lawsuit over their keyboard switches. So their new Apple-designed butterfly mechanism switches, which has been a hot topic lately. It looks like they're getting sued for, according to the complaint lodged in the Northern District of Court of California yesterday, and first spied by the folks over at Apple Insider. Thousands of MacBook Pros laptops produced experienced failure owing to dust and debris that rendered the machine useless. The complaint further alleges that Apple continues to fail to disclose to consumers that the MacBook is defective, including when consumers bring their failed laptops into the Genius Bar at Apple stores to request technical support. It's not just a lack of disclosures that's problematic, the suit continues. Customers who think the issue will be covered by their warranties are sometimes in for an unpleasant surprise. As stated in the filing, although every MacBook comes with a 1-year written warranty, Apple routinely refuses to honor its warranty obligations. Instead of fixing the keyboard problems, Apple advises MacBook owners to try self-help remedies that it knows will not result in a permanent repair. When Apple does agree to attempt a warranty repair, the repair is only temporary. A reported repaired MacBook fails again in the same keyboard problems. For consumers outside of the warranty period, Apple denies warranty service and directs customers to engage in paid repairs, which cost between $400 to $700. And this lawsuit was filed on behalf of 2 users, Jian Rao and Kyle Barbaro, and more broadly on behalf of all others similarly situated. So they filed the lawsuit, man. We're gonna see what happens. Hopefully this works out, because this is kind of it's a big issue, man. If there's this many failing, where the petition has over 23,000 members signed. They got to do something about it. They have to. I know it's going to cost you a lot of money, Apple, but dude, you are the most valuable company on the fucking planet. You can't afford to fucking just figure this shit out. It's got to happen.
Yeah, I mean, if they have, well, what's interesting is like I want to see how many people actually get in on a class action.
Yeah.
Because that will be the real number. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would definitely think about getting in on that. I haven't had an issue with my keyboard, but shit, I'll take a $2 paycheck. So Apple is shutting down the acquired Texture magazine app next month for Windows. They're rolling Texture into the Apple ecosystem. So unfortunately,
Which kind of sucks.
Windows users aren't going to be able to use it. I know you like Texture, don't you?
Yeah, I usually use it on my phone though,
Yeah.
or like a tablet. Because I mean, it's just the app's way better, and that's what it's meant for. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of lame. But that's also what happens when a cool startup gets bought out.
It makes sense for them to go to iPad or for the Apple and just live on the iPad, in my opinion. I mean, if you're Texture, they probably got a nice little paycheck there.
Hey, dude, it fits the wanting to make more money from services model.
Yeah. And plus, the iPads, just in terms of sales, is just so much greater in the US. Get their shit out there more.
And I mean, the iPad's still a great device.
Jerry still wants a real Mac Mini performer as Nux destroy performance charts. It's by Apple Insider. Apple's Mac Mini now inexcusably getting trounced by cheap Intel hardware. And there's a picture of Steve Jobs holding up the esteemed Mac Mini. That was a really good looking device.
Dude, I love those things. That was one of my favorite computers, honestly.
Just so cool looking.
But yeah, basically, just come on, Apple. Just make me a normal Mac Mini computer with modern hardware. That's all I want. That's all I fucking want. Because at this point, basically he's going through the entire list and he's just like, okay, I built a NUC and it's like 3 times faster.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. I would say it's fucking 10 times faster. These new NUCs are sick. They're fucking sick.
Oh, he didn't even buy like a top end NUC. He didn't buy,
he
like,
didn't? He didn't buy the newest one?
No, he didn't even buy a Hades Cannon. He just bought like the regular, just
Skull
like
Canyon.
$500 NUC.
Wow. I wonder how much more powerful the new one is with the Vega. And what was the other chip in there? The Hades chip?
Yeah, the Hades Canyon, which is the 8th gen Coffee Lake with the AMD Vega.
Yeah, Hades Canyon. With the fucking Vega. Dude, how's Apple going to compete? They're waiting for their new chip, I'm telling you. When their new chip comes out, you'll see
he bought last year's model with the Skylake chip.
Yeah.
Or like a model that's already by itself a couple of years old.
Yeah. And it's destroying Apple's Mac Mini.
Yeah. And like not the $500 Mac Mini, like the $1,200 Mac Mini.
Yeah. Don't buy a Mac Mini. Whatever you do, not buy a Mac Mini. Just wait. Or get a NUC.
I mean, dude, just please, just give me a computer. Just a regular computer. That's all I want, Apple.
Mac OS 10 14 2018 release date, features and system requirements. Mac and iOS hybrids coming next year, maybe. So we kind of touched on this last week, but we're looking at somewhat of of apps that can be used cross-platform.
Right. Kind of like how for a long time Microsoft's been trying to make like their unified Windows app things that are supposed to work on everything.
Yeah.
There are ideas for that for Mac OS and iOS, which I thought was kind of cool.
And I think Mac OS it makes more sense that way too, just because iOS feels so close to Mac OS in terms of like this. You still have that app store, you still run everything through the app store. Anything you buy in the app store, you can If they have a desktop version, you can get on your Mac. So
Yeah.
it's perfect for that situation, and
And I mean,
hopefully they do that. I would love that.
And I mean, it also makes more sense that like, okay, this app that runs on your computer will run on your iPad Pro, then this app will run on your computer and your Xbox One.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. And right now, I mean, it's still pretty seamless in terms of integration between each other. But I think there are a lot of apps that just they don't have them on Mac, and I think Mac wants to just run the app ecosystem.
Then it's all easier since everything's 64-bit now, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
That said, it's like if you'd have to run them in Objective-C, that have fun. Sorry.
All right, some last news in crypto news world. Nvidia stock falls amidst fear of cryptocurrency mining bust. This is an interesting story. We can see right here their revenue by market platform.
I mean, it's related to that, I think, but is it really because of the crypto bust, or is it because people stopped buying cards for mining?
I think it's that. I think they're not buying cards for mining, and I don't know if it's a crypto bust. It's not really busted, especially now with ant miners and shit. But the thing is I think it's like an aggregate of it all, and maybe Nvidia needs to blame something for it. They can't blame themselves. This is an investor's report. They don't want to be saying, hey, it's our fault. So they got to kind of point it towards some sort of outside source. And I mean, once these new 11 cards come out, they'll be back on top. They'll be fine. They're just down a little bit. What is this? Down 1% quarter to quarter in terms of their gaming. So yeah, they'll be fine. Now, this is an awesome article written by TechCrunch about Ripple. Ripple is going after startups to build an ecosystem around the XRP cryptocurrency. We're starting to see Ripple really start to take effect and really kind of come into its own now. Go check out this article. There's not really much to say about it other than, Ripple is designed for this sort of platform. It's designed for startups. It's designed for apps. It's designed for companies who don't want to dive completely into crypto world, but they want the technology. They still want to be funded by banks, though. They still want that gigantic financial institution behind them. So that's the big, powerful thing about Ripple is, they have that institution behind them. It's interesting. They're run on the same kind of Bitcoin tech, but the institutions are different.
That's why I've always thought that like Ripple has one of the stronger chances to exist.
Yep.
Like long term.
Yeah, they're definitely in a nice position. Now, how much they will actually build into what we think it will be, who knows? That's we don't know yet. But I mean, once we start to see like one or two big companies kind of move platforms into crypto, everyone's gonna do it. Everyone's gonna do it. It removes all liability. It removes any sort of financial infrastructure. It just makes things so much easier and so much more efficient. And
But I mean, also from like the idea of it being an actual currency, like Ripple's one of the only ones that's made sense to me.
Yeah.
Like you invest in the penny, not the $10,000 banknote that no one's ever going to use.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, and I mean that's what Ripple wants to be.
Last, blockchain will drive the next industrial revolution, according to Federated Investors, which is a gigantic sort of Wall Street investment firm. And this was interesting to see. There's been a lot of these like kind of big money guys coming out and saying, we're really taking a look at this crypto thing, and we understand why people are really excited about it. We know what it is now. It's not this kind of floozy. It's not. This is going to allow the entire world to connect to a global currency. And if you are someone who's against globalism, then you might not like something like cryptocurrency. But in terms of kind of putting the world on an even playing field, it makes a lot of sense. And if you're an investor, that's the best way to invest. Invest into the fucking world. If you can get every single person in the entire world to be able to buy your shit, invest in your shit, that's how you make big money.
Okay, I don't like this website.
Toshi Times?
Yeah. No, I don't like any website where if you click on their article, after half a second, a giant thing takes over your screen saying, "Hey, we can send it to your Facebook Messenger. Is this you?"
You don't want to be messaged news articles? Dude, oh, that reminds me. I fucking won a giveaway through Facebook Messenger the other day.
Oh, did you? I won one through text.
Did you? But I thought it was interesting because I could actually shop. I was able to shop and purchase what I wanted or pick what I wanted through Facebook Messenger. I've never seen that before.
Oh, you actually did. Congratulations. I thought you were saying scammed.
No. I got one of those low-free mechanical wireless keyboards. They kind of look like old typewriters. So I was like,
Cool.
what the fuck is this? They messaged me and they said, hey, you entered to win this thing and you won. Here's your thing. Sign it, but you could do it.
Oh, did you sign in? Did you sign in like through Gleam or something like that through Facebook?
No, it's just right there in my Messenger. I wish I could show you guys without showing the actual.
Yeah, don't
Facebook
show us your Messenger.
But it was interesting. I was like, holy shit, this makes sense if you're a company and you don't want to blast you kind of want to target specific individuals. Facebook,
Well,
man. Fuck.
that's why Google got forced to do what they're doing with chats, is because companies want to do that with SMS.
Yeah. Now that's a little bit more different, I think, shooting you a text. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be that inclined to do anything like that.
I think it's the same as Facebook Messenger, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both kind of scummy and scammy.
Yeah, but I just feel like if someone texts you something, it's a little bit more invasive than like a Facebook message. I don't know. I don't have any notifications for my Facebook Messenger.
I would actually say the opposite, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more invasive to get this thing that's supposed to be a little bit secretive that I have to sign up for on a weird website than a phone number I can basically look up in a phone book.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, I don't know.
I
get like, but that's.
But I don't get. That's the thing. I don't get notifications.
I don't want either of them, to be honest. Same. I don't want either of them. But like both of them, I would assume it would be harder to find me on a website than a phone book. You know what I mean?
And like I said, I don't get notifications for Facebook Messenger. I turn that shit off. If you message me, I'll get to it when I fucking get to it. But my text, I mean, if I get a text, I'm getting a text. It's buzzing. So I thought it was interesting. I was like, I can actually shop through Facebook Messenger. It was actually pretty cool. All right, and that's it for the tech portion of the show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit up our website, nolife.digital. I'll make you look at it one more time before we get out of here. And you can also follow us on all of our social media right over there. No Life Digital, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Follow us. Get it. Listen to our shows. It's an hour. We did an hour show. Very happy with this show, the show time. We're going to keep it like this, okay? All right. Hope you guys enjoyed No Life show for the week. Bye-bye.